And developing tonight, former Trump Chief of Staff Mark Meadows is fighting that noon Friday deadline to surrender at the Fulton County Jail. And he's asking the federal courts for an emergency hearing. Good evening, I'm Russ Spencer.
And I'm Alex Whitler. Meadows is one of the 18 people indicted along with former President Trump in the 2020 Fulton County meddling scheme. He already has a hearing next Monday where he will argue the Fulton County case should be moved to federal courts.
But Fox 5 I-Team reporter Randy Travis says DA Fani Willis is not cutting Meadows any slack. Randy?
That's right, Russ. She is not giving an inch here. According to Meadows' motion filed this afternoon, Willis will not even allow him to surrender after that Monday federal hearing. I am not granting any extensions, Willis wrote Meadows' attorney this morning. I gave 2 weeks for people to surrender themselves to the court. Your client is no different than any other criminal defendant in this jurisdiction. The 2 weeks was a tremendous courtesy, she wrote. At 12:30 p.m. on Friday, I shall file warrants in the system. Now, Meadows believes his case should be tried in federal court because any actions he took involving the Georgia election were done while he was a federal employee. Former Acting Assistant Attorney General Jeffrey Clark has made the same motion to move his case to federal court, as has David Schaefer. Now, Schaefer's case is interesting because he was not a federal employee, but he argues federal officials instructed him to organize the alternate Trump electors, so he believes he qualifies as well. And Fani Willis has until 3 o'clock tomorrow to respond to that emergency request.
Okay, of course, David Schaefer, the GOP chair at the time. Well, let's talk about the former president. One would think that he might try to get his case removed to federal court. When do we think that might happen?
Yeah, Donald Trump's not on that list. There are three, but not Donald Trump. I don't know, Russ. I mean, perhaps they're waiting to see what happens on Monday before they make a motion to have his case moved to federal court as well. But regardless, he is not fighting that arrest warrant. He's not fighting that 12:30 or that 12 o'clock Friday deadline. He's going to be here on Thursday to turn himself in to be fingerprinted and booked.
Yeah, and we know you'll be on top of it, Randy. Thank you.